Okay, in this video, we'll take a look at the student perspective on using Flipgrid to have an academic discussion where they reply to their partners or their classmates' responses here. So I'm a student right now, and this right here, week 2 reflection, is going to be my assignment. And I'm going to open up the Flipgrid link that my teacher sent to me. And as you can see, that 2 other students have already responded. So before I I respond to them, I'm going to respond myself, and then I'm going to go back and respond to them. So last week we learned about the Cold War, and from what I remember, we pretty much learned that it was a conflict between the United States and Soviet Union for kind of supremacy around the world. After World War II, we were the only 2 real superpowers left standing after World War II, and the United States was trying to spread their influence of capitalism and democracy, whereas the Soviet Union wanted to spread their their style of communism around the world. And we never really they called the Cold War pretty much because they never really got into a physical fight. There was a lot of trash talking and posturing, but they never really actually escalated into an actual physical fight. So they called it the Cold War because it never really heated up. So last week we learned. And as a student right here, I'm going to wait for this to go ahead and upload. Might take a few seconds depending on their connection speed. Again, this is a phone-friendly activity. Kids can do all of this that I just showed you on their phone. So I would tell students put their first and last name when they submit their video. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this down. Now I can go see and watch my classmates' responses and respond to them. So I'm going to see what Yolanda Valdez right here says. Last week we learned about the Cold War, and pretty much this is why they called it that. The Soviet Union, which is also, you could say, Russia, is known for having very cold weather and very extremely cold winters. So that's why the United States nicknamed it the Cold War during this period of conflict between the Soviet Union and Russia after World War II. So the United States did not want to make the same mistake that Napoleon had made years before when he tried. So as a student right now, I see an issue right now. As a student, I see an issue with Yolanda's response here that I'm going to reply to. So instead of listen to the whole thing, I'm going to reply to what I just heard her say. So I'm going to click the reply button right here, and I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to record myself a video right now. So Yolanda, I get what you're saying about the Cold War and the Soviet Union with the really cold weather. I think you're a little mistaken there. I believe that they say that it's called a Cold War because it never escalated, it never really heated up into an actual physical fight. So you are correct when you talk about how the cold weather has caused people who fight in Russia some issues like Napoleon. You're correct in that, but that's not why they called it the Cold War. I'm going to go ahead and just post it like I would. So Yolanda, take another selfie. Click next. And just like I did posting to myself, now I am replying to my classmate, and I can do this for as many classmates as I like. And from the teacher perspective, I would be able to then go in and look at all the assignments, all the responses, and see which ones were responded to and how they responded. So just like you could do with text in a threaded discussion on a message board, we're doing the same thing here with Flipgrid. If you have any other questions, please reply to me. Last week we learned about please reply to me through email and or Google Hangout.